Mr. Manager just took the top spot.
Hi, everybody. Mistershins here. I'm back. Janitor Man. Congratulations on getting first, sir, for being here. Okay, tonight it is Spookvember. We're doing the last of our jam games, our Spooktober jam games. Kind of making up for being sick. My voice is not quite back yet. So we'll see how it goes. But tonight we're going to play these games, and we're going to talk to the developers, and hopefully we'll have a good time. I'm really excited to play this. Witchlight Woods, a game by Delfin Casado. I hope I'm saying the name right. I think I'm just gonna, if there's a way to maximize this on my screen. It's pretty much maximized. So you can hear my voice is not quite there, so I'm just going to do my best. And hopefully it's good enough. Couldn't wait any longer. All right. Witchlight Woods. Here we go. Approach. Let's go over what awaits you tonight, shall we? Of course, wise woman. No, I don't know anything there is to know. Since you're the youngest woman in the village, this year it's your turn to brave the dangers and enter the woods on this last day of October. You've already been warned, but I'll repeat myself, for the danger is too great to spare words. In the forest lives a monstrous, cruel creature, an inhuman beast whose sole aim is the destruction of everything we hold dear. The Thousand Eyes Witch. Oh dear. The forest is its home, but also its prison, and this is our role to contain it year after year. You must enter the forest, follow the sacred path, and reach the wooden shrine at the end. Then you must perform the sacred ritual of our people under the light of the moon. This will regenerate the magical chains that imprison the witch in the forest for the coming year. Then the ritual will be repeated the following year by the youngest woman in the village. Should you fail, the witch will be free, and that will be the end of us. You need to be well prepared, because the witch will hunt you down as soon as you set foot in the forest. That's why the village has entrusted you with its most precious possession. This lantern contains all the magic oil we've been able to collect this year. As long as the flame burns in the lantern, the Thousand Eyes Witch can't harm you. If all the oil is used up and the flame goes out, you'll never return to us. Don't waste time and don't waste oil. Your survival depends on it. But this oil is also a powerful source of magical energy. You can channel it to cast spells at the cost of consuming a little oil from your lantern. Use your magic sparingly, as you can't afford to end up with an empty lantern in the woods. Is everything clear? Well, more about the witch, please. It's an evil beast with a human face. It will lie to you. It will deceive you. Never trust it. Never believe a word it says, and avoid it like the plague. Wearing the lantern will protect you, so never part with it. More about the oil? We extract this magic oil from special flower seeds. These plants are wild and hidden throughout our valley. Our pickers brought us all the seeds they could find, but the truth is, it wasn't a very good year. We produced less oil than last time. We'd like to offer you more, but we'll have to make do with what we've got. What about the forest? The forest is an ancient and magical place, but beware. Even if the witch didn't live there, it would still be a dangerous place. Be careful not to get lost, and be careful who you meet. The forest is vast and connects several valleys. You may meet other travelers from distant villages and communities. You may also encounter woodland creatures born in the forest. In any case, stay vigilant. Only your safety and that of our village matters, so make the necessary choices. Itchy, hello, sir. Welcome. What about this magic? Like all the women in the village, you were taught at an early age to sense the magical forces that run through the world. It'll come naturally to you in the forest. In certain situations, you'll be able to perform magical actions, but at the cost of a little oil from your lantern. It's up to you to judge when it's wise to use your powers. Looks like all we can ask for now. Failure is not an option. Do you understand? Whatever the cost, you must succeed. Whatever the cost. I understand. I promise not to fail. I don't know how I can promise that. Itchy, it's nice to see you. I'm glad you are well. I wish I didn't have to do it. So do all who live to see such times. Okay, no, I understand. I think I understand. I am as well as can be expected, sir. Thank you for asking. Good luck. You leave the wise woman's house. You find yourself outside in the cold autumn air. You cross the village to the edge of the forest, where you are expected. Here you are at the edge of the woods. Ahead lies the sacred path through the forest. The sun is getting low. All around you, the members of the village have gathered to celebrate your departure, to wish you safe return. No one speaks, but traditional music and song fill the air. Black, thank you for the lurk. Every year, the youngest woman in the village is sent. As you've just turned 18, it's your turn. The women who have gone before you have been forbidden to talk about what's happening in the woods, so you're not much prepared for what lies ahead. This is truly one of the loveliest games, as Wittershins. Hello, Wittershins. So far, they've all come back from this trip, so why should you be the exception? At least, that's what you tell yourself to reassure yourself. You approach the forest border, the villagers around you forming a corridor guiding you to the entrance. As you pass your mother, crying silently, she takes a step forward and opens her mouth as if to say something. But your father stops her abruptly by grabbing her arm. She lowers her head, steps back, and says nothing. What could she have wanted to say? Tell you good luck? Tell you she loves you? Or does she know something you don't? You continue walking with these questions in mind, without looking back toward the woods. Only one option, we must enter the woods. You step into the darkness of the woods, music of the village growing fainter behind you. Lantern firmly held out before you.
Delphin just followed.
Delphin, hello, hey. Already loving the voices. Thanks for playing the game, and I'm looking forward to talk with you afterward. Good luck. Thank you, Delphin. You guys, welcome Delphin. Delphin is the developer of this lovely game. Yes, and we're looking forward to talking with you right after. Thank you for being here. Lantern firmly held out before you. You begin your journey. Solo dev, if I recall, yes. Which is wild. It is wild. Crazy. You start walking along the sacred path. The sun shines through the foliage of the trees, but is not enough to warm you up. The fresh air is filled with the scent of wild flowers and the dampness of the earth. You hear the wind in the trees and the distant sounds of local wildlife. The forest seems peaceful, even beautiful, but the fear of the danger you've been told grips you to the core. Your hand begins to tremble, and your legs go limp. Tree, hello, welcome. Think of your loved ones. Pray to the gods. Think of your duty. I think my duty is what was the most important thing here. I've got to get this oil to the end, and do the thing, save my village. Duty it is. It helps you pull yourself together. Filled with determination, you feel ready for what lies ahead. Start walking on the sacred path. Oh, we lost a little oil. Keep advancing on the sacred path, oil in your lantern burning slowly. A sudden noise in the foliage makes you stop. You freeze for a moment, listening carefully. The rustling starts again, and you begin to feel that you are no longer alone. Suddenly, a creature emerges from the bushes and lands in front of you in the middle of the path. I don't know what this guy's going to sound like. With my voice this way, it may come out not as I intend. So cute, says Wittershins.
Oh, Big Paul. I've never seen you here before.
The creature is short-legged and covered in fur. A strong smell fills your nostrils, a mixture of sweat, filth, and wildflowers. It hops around as if bursting with energy, and every sentence is more shouted than spoken. So, who are you? Uh-oh. Did your earbuds just die? Okay. Got a little echo there. Give me your name. Let me pass, creature. I'm in a hurry. It seems friendly. Why don't I be friendly back? Give me your name seems kind of demanding. The tree agrees it's cute. Name, says Tree. Okay, give me your name. Thank you, Tree. Seems confused. Oh, did I miss something? Do they call you that as a joke, or is it serious? Let me scroll back here. No, they just didn't say anything. I need their name, says Tree. I do too, Tree. Do they call you that as a joke, or is it serious? Mock.
Well, it doesn't matter. My name's Mock. You're weird. I like you. Where are you going? Why are you here? What are you up to? Want to play a game? What's with the big lantern?
You're not sure which question to answer. Heartstream, hello. Nice to see you, sir. Explain the lantern. Explain your quest. Well, the lantern's all about the magic, and that's kind of a precious thing. Why don't we more broadly talk about our quest? I'm well, sir. Thank you for asking. I must get to a shrine before my lantern runs out, or the Thousand Eyes Witch will kill me.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of a Thousand Eyes Witch. But yeah, there's a lot of danger in the woods. You gotta be careful.
I'm regretting this voice. Oh well.
One day I was pooping, and a fairy came and bit me in the butt. Want to see the mark?
Jesus Christ. Hello, Ari. I'm so glad that you're in love with your meal. Do I want to see the mark? No, I'm good.
Your loss. And what do you want to put inside your lantern? Some wood? I know where to find some.
He then points to a nearby tree and waits for your reaction with a big smile. This voice is choice. Okay, I appreciate it. We're getting through it. That's very kind, but no. I need a really specific magic oil. It's very rare in the valley where I come from.
Magic oil? Are you talking about?
He suddenly approaches your lantern and sniffs loudly, filling his nostrils with its smell.
I know this stuff. I know this oil. My mother used it to cure fevers, and I still have a bottle at home. I can bring it back for you if you like.
Hello, Spike Wombat. Welcome, you guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Excuse me, I want to take a quick drink. Yeah, what can I do but accept? That would be very helpful. Thank you, Mock.
I'll run and get it and find you. The Thousand Eyes Witch won't get you.
Mock takes off and disappears into the woods. Mimosa, welcome. Hi, how are you? Go on your way. The thousand-eyed witch. Wittershins. Shins, listen to Witter. What did Wittershins say? Take it easy on that throat. It only just stopped squeaking like a broken harmonica. I'm doing my best. I'll try and take it easy. Maybe some tea with honey. Tree, I've had so much tea. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of tea. Don't worry. Don't worry. It'll be fine. I offered and he refused. I don't remember that. But I have ADHD, so I don't remember a lot of things. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. You pause on your course. You sense something. The air seems to have cooled. The wind has died down. The forest around you has frozen. Far ahead, you begin to make out something. Take the tea. I will, Tree. I will. Here from France to support Delphin. Well, welcome, Mimosa. Well, so glad to have you. What time is it in France? It's got to be early morning, yes? A silhouette. A sweetish smell begins to reach you. You can't quite make out the features of the stranger in front of you, and you're not even sure if they're aware of your presence. Say hello. Ask them to identify themselves. Approach. Turn around. We can't turn around. We have to keep going forward. It's 7 a.m. You guys, I really appreciate you being up so early. Yeah. If this is the Witch's Woods, we're not going to be able to avoid her, I don't think. Saying hello is a little friendlier than I want to be. Is something that wants to eat me.
_TTPPG just shared.
It's been 84 years.
It's been 84 years.
Hello, Fool. Thank you for the very generous gift of bits. Val Council, thank you for shouting out the Fool. All right. I am going to ask them to identify themselves. Who are you? The stranger stands still. You feel your heartbeat quicken. Before you can do anything, the figure disappears. Around you, life seems to be returning to the forest. So aggressive. I mean, I don't want to be eaten. Strange.
3_84 just shared 100 bits.
Thank you for telling us stories. Tree, you are so welcome. Thank you very much for the very generous gift of bits. I appreciate you and you being here. It's very kind. Go on your way. Now, we're down to 85% oil. I'm getting nervous. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. Ahead of you, you see 2 wolves emerge from a bush onto the path you're walking on. The beasts are shaggy and hungry, sniffing the surrounding air. Jump into a wild berry bush, hide behind a tree, become undetectable. I have to use oil for that. They have a pretty good sense of smell, wolves. Maybe the bush will hide that smell a little bit. I think behind a tree they would see me. They would smell me. Let's do the berry bush. You jump into a bush in time to avoid being seen. Hiding among the wildflowers and berries in the bush, they seem to miss your scent too. Ha ha! Hey. Unable to find you, they move on and disappear into the forest. The wolves will continue to prowl, but at least you won't fall victim to their appetites. That was a close one. Let's keep going. Not more oil. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. It reminds me of like the Oregon Trail. where you slowly run out of supplies on your way to the destination. As you turn, you hear a buzzing sound. A swarm of tiny winged creatures is swarming in front of you. Oh my god. Oh, what do they sound like?
Yummy! You smell like soup. Good soup. Good soup. Good soup.
Sure, there we go. They're very, very masculine. You're carrying good soup in your... Oh,
You're carrying good soup in your lantern. Give us some, or we beat you up. Beat you up good. You not want that.
negotiate? I don't think I'm in a position to negotiate. Give them a little oil. 15. Punch them. No, I don't think that's going to be effective. Set them on fire. Oh my god. It's a little cruel, isn't it? They just want oil. Not threatening to... Well, they did threaten to beat me up. What does Tree say? Whoa. They're all flying. This seems like the less lethal force. Invoke a strong wind. Black says, I was lurking while driving. How's Mr. Shins? I'm doing okay, sir. Thank you for asking. Sounds like your voice is still strained. Yeah, just a little bit. Maybe more than I thought it was. Black, thank you for shouting out Tree. Vile, thank you for shouting out Black. Hi, Vile Council. All right, I'm going to invoke the strong wind. I'm going to use some oil as badly as I don't want to use it. You summon a powerful wind. Ah, shit! Fairies were swept away. We're going to keep going. Did those fairies almost curse? It sounded like they were going to curse. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. It's a beautiful sunset, says Vile. It is indeed. A sweetish smell begins to reach you. Uh-oh. Same figure as before. But this time, the stranger doesn't just stand still. Slowly they emerge from the shadows, and with a calm force...
Court ETPPG just shared 100 bits.
Thank you very much for the very generous gift of bits. Guys, thank you for the hype train. It was very kind. Thank you. Wittershin says, I absolutely adore the backgrounds and art in this game. It is beautiful, isn't it? Didn't mean to disrupt your reading. No worries, fool. Slowly they emerge from the shadows, and with a calm force advance towards you. Just giving you a small break. Thank you. That's the witch? Who are you? Back off, stranger. I don't have time for you. No, let's be civil. We might get eaten here. Yeah, we're gonna be civil. Who are you? You know very well who I am. You're the Thousand Eyes Witch. Some call me that. You're from the southern village, aren't you? Claire sent you, didn't she? Black, thank you for shouting out, Ari. How is she? I'm sure she's become dry and wrinkled like an old prune. You know, wise woman Claire? Well, I better be on my way. We're having a conversation now. I am a little surprised that she mentioned Claire. She ignores your question, and her eyes turn to the lantern you're holding. That's a very pretty lantern you're holding. Do you allow me to take a closer look? You feel a shiver run through you, and you instinctively tighten your fingers around the lantern's handle. Not in a lending mood, then. It's funny. Every year I see this kind of lantern, containing that blue flame. But this year, isn't the lantern smaller? Could it be that you have less oil than usual? Interesting. I hope you'll have enough to get through the woods. Oh, what a pity it would be if it went out, if you found yourself alone in the dark. The woods can be very dangerous. Run away. Vile Council, thank you for the lurk, and good luck with the pancake. We're going to end this conversation. I've got to go now. Of course you have to go. Goodbye. I'm sure we'll meet again soon. Tree has red flags. It is something doesn't feel quite right, does it? It's time for you to keep exploring the forest. You're going to keep going. 60% oil. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. What do you mean, Tree? She's been perfectly polite. Our pre-roll is off, so I'm going to do our first ad break now. Sorry to anybody that's behind the commercial wall, but I will see you in just 3 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. Okay.
Tree_84 just subscribed for 6 months.
Tree, thank you
Shins
so
Club
much
for life.
for the very generous subscribe. 6 months, really? I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, Fool. Black, thank you for shouting out Tree. You guys, if you haven't followed Tree, you should give her a follow. She is excellent. Okay, you keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. You hear fearful screams coming from your left. You approach discreetly, pushing aside the bushes and branches around you, and discover a small clearing. 2 slobbering, growling wolves stand in front of a tree, gazing up into the high branches. Follow their eyes and see Mok Mok perched on a branch, terrified. The wolves look hungry and ready to devour the little creature should it fall or climb down the tree. It's too dangerous. Ignore the situation. We can't ignore Mok Mok. He was so nice. Attack the wolves with a branch. 50% success. And there's 2 of them. Put the wolves to sleep. I don't... Can I part with my oil? 50% chance of success is... It's not good enough. Guillotine Clement, hello, welcome. Let's use the oil. We can't let Mok Mok get hurt. The wolves quickly fall asleep. With the wolves taken care of, Mok Mok carefully climbs down the tree. Together, you leave the clearing and return to the path.
Wow, thanks. I was so close to ending up as Mok Mok's ravioli.
How does he know what ravioli is? Is that an Italian invention? Whatever.
But I already know how to thank you. I got the oil from home. Here's the jar. My family uses it for healing, but you need it more than I do. If the beast finds you, you'll be able to defend yourself.
Thank you, Mok Mok. Oh, hey, I got more oil back than I used to save us. Jar no doo-doo, says Black. Do not limit Mok Mok's culinary savvy, says Wittershins. Mok Mok is an epicure. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to judge. Thanks.
Good luck with the rest. See you later, Big Rod.
Keep going. That was nice. It was worth it to save Mok Mok. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. A large ditch interrupts your progress. It looks pretty deep and prevents you from going any further. A fallen tree has been placed to allow crossing the gap. It's not very wide. However, so you'll need to keep your balance. Cross over the tree trunk. Leave the path to make a safe detour. I feel like I can do this. But if I fall and my lamp breaks, that'd be the end. So maybe I should play it safe. But what if by trying to play it safe, I run into something worse? Okay. No. We can, maybe you should save. Okay, you're right. Let's save. Okay, I'm gonna cross over the tree trunk. Thanks, Wittershins. You step carefully over the narrow tree trunk and reach the other side of the ditch safely. Ha! You're on the other side of the ditch and you can resume your journey. Ta-da, says Wittershins. Let us go on our way. 55%. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. Suddenly, you hear heavy footsteps ahead. Before you can do anything, a huge figure emerges from behind a tree. Saving is like liquid courage, but more cowardly, says Mistershins. A black furred beast towers over you with its imposing size, and its red eyes widen at the sight of you. Oh, did I surprise it? Oh. Oh, hello. You surprised me. I didn't hear you arrive. The stranger seems to be half man, half beast. His stature is intimidating, but he seems very composed and clean cut. In his right hand, he holds a lantern with a blue flame. The familiar scent tells you that this is a lantern similar to yours. Spooky, says Clement. In the other hand, he holds a red mushroom. Sorry if I startled you. It's rare to meet other travelers in these woods. You're a wolf. No, he's not exactly a wolf, is he? He's something else. Who are you? It seems more polite. My name is Klaus. I'm looking for mushrooms. To be exact, delicious, tasty red buttons. There are some in the valley where I'm from, but they're rare. But they grow in abundance in these woods. You just have to find them. For them, I'm ready to brave the danger. They're so exquisite. Pardon the cough. And it takes me a long time to pick them. Because I pick one up, hold it in my hand, and instead of putting it in my bag, he swallows the mushroom in a single bite. Yum. I couldn't resist. So good. I'm going to have to force myself not to eat them all. Gotta take some back to my village so we can share my finds. Do you really take that many risks for mushrooms? I wouldn't have guessed you ate mushrooms. Let's ask about the risk. I don't want him to, he's hot, says Mimosa. Okay. Do you really take that many risks? Why take risks, if not for the things you love? What a good point. I usually eat meat, but I'm trying to cut down. Meat tends to scream while it's being devoured. So I'm trying to eat more mushrooms. Delicious, silent mushrooms. It's quite possible that I'll come back to the village with a few good pieces of meat. He looks at your lantern. You come from a village outside the forest too, don't you? We have the same kind of lanterns. The woodland inhabitants don't need them. The witch obviously leaves them alone. Who knows why? But you and I have to burn the magic oil to avoid being attacked. It's said that if you find yourself without oil to burn in these woods, the witch can get you. And it's not clear what happens to you afterwards. You get eaten, I'm pretty sure. Some people say she breaks your neck, or it sucks your blood. Swallow you whole. That she makes you lose your mind, that she imprisons you with her in these woods. Go figure. People say a lot of things. I must go. Good day. You waste oil for nothing. It's disgraceful. Craig says, "The wolf doggo." You should give me some of your oil. I need it more. That's rude. I don't need it more than him. We're both here to survive. He's free to do with it his oil what he wants to do. I must go. Good day. Have a nice day. See you soon. Let's keep going. Oh, by the way, welcome, Craigmeister. Keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. You hear crying coming from your right. As you approach, you see behind the bushes that it's a fairy, a small creature similar to those who attacked you earlier. It's on the ground, its leg caught in a rabbit trap. It seems unable to free itself, and the slightest wrong move could cause serious injury to the fairy. Walk away. Open the trap. Open it safely using the oil. I'm not going to use the oil. These guys attacked me before. But 75% success to open the trap is good. Let's do it. You slowly approach the fairy and gently open the trap, freeing the fairy.
You save me. Me busy. You save busy.
I give many thanks on you, but I not want to own you, so I give you gift.
Own me?
Well, I tell you where gift is, 'cause I not have it on me. No pocket, you see. I smell you carry good soup. Good soup is good, right? I too like good soup, so I tell you where I bury some for the winter. You go dig it up. It's my gift. Keep going that way. When you find tree with drawing on it, big star with 7 spikes. You dig right under the big star. You get soup. And last thing, you not go brag to other fairies you save me. You do that, I'll mess you up good.
A little aggressive, aren't they? That worked out okay. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. 45%. Uh-oh. And it's nighttime. Neeflare, hello. At last, night has fallen. You hear someone calling your name. A familiar voice, but you can't quite identify who it is. The voice gets closer, and you finally see someone emerge from the shadows and walk towards you.
Oh, I'm so glad I found you. This cursed forest is a maze.
In front of you is wise woman Claire. In her hand she holds a lantern similar to yours, but visibly full of oil. What are you doing here? Have you been following me? What are you doing here? Yeah, I'm supposed to be the one saving the village.
Just after you left, one of the woodsmen reported to us that a lantern full of oil had been found buried in a field. It would appear that one of our people secretly collected the oil to hide it. That explains why we've had so much trouble filling your lantern. As soon as I was informed, I knew it would be up to me to bring you this lantern, which will ensure your safe journey to the shrine. Take it. It's almost full, and in exchange, give me yours. It'll be enough for me to get back to the village.
Old woman Claire in the middle of the night in the woods with a full lantern of oil? Maybe we can just ask her some more questions.
There's no time for small talk, my child. The oil in both our lanterns is burning with every passing second. The survival of our village depends on your success tonight.
Tree says, it's probably fine. Sounds safe. She's shady, says Mimosa. I agree. Swap or don't accept. I'm not going to accept. It doesn't seem right. Fool says, I can't wait for Spook's giving. Red flag, Tree, I agree. We're not accepting.
Why hesitate, my child?
You're not wise woman Claire. That's what I believe. I'd rather keep mine. You're not wise woman Claire.
What are you talking about? The madness of these woods has scrambled your brain.
Your feet feel like they're glued to the ground, and your whole body stiffens. You can't move, and breathing becomes difficult.
Give me your lantern. Let me take this weight off you.
Force myself to move or use the oil. She's a podling, says Wittershins. I'm gonna use the oil. This seems like an emergency. Jesus Christ. Your foolishness will be your undoing. Even if this story had been true, Claire, or any other villager, would never have braved the danger to join you. You're alone. You're disposable to them. And if you don't think for yourself, you'll soon be dead. But I could show you things, make you discover things that would change your view of the world forever. You could trade in your blind eyes for 1,000 clear and kind eyes. Silence, witch, silence. How do you see things? This lantern protects me. Stop your tricks. Is that showing my hand too much? Or just say nothing. Just keep walking. That's pretty cool. I'd feel pretty cool if I could do that. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. Don't you want to know her side of the argument, says Wittershins? Her side. And how do you see things? Okay, I see what you mean. How does she see things? Let's ask. I'll show you when the time comes. Well, what about now? Let's keep going. 35%. I'm nervous. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. The ground beneath your feet is damp, and the smell of wet earth rises to your nostrils. Who's cool now, Shins? Cannot outriz the thousand-eyed witch? No, indeed. At the foot of a large tree, you can see mushrooms have sprouted. Approach and examine. I want to see mushrooms. Ooh. 2 types of mushroom grow side by side. There are delicious red buttons, rare but edible mushrooms. And next to them, scarlet devils, a poisonous mushroom that causes severe hallucinations and death. 2 mushrooms are very similar. Fortunately, your mother taught you the difference when you were little. Thanks, Mom. Take some red buttons. Take some scarlet devils. Take both. Take nothing. It might be good to have some, what would I use these for? I could take them myself, poison myself. For what reason, I don't know. End my suffering. I could take the red buttons. Maybe if I run into that wolf guy again, I could give him some. Take both. Plan for whatever may happen. They're sus mushrooms, says Tree. I'm going to take the red buttons because I can't. I'm not going to. Will I offer them to the witch? Would she eat them? I feel like she would know what they were. I don't want to poison anybody else. I'm just going to throw the mushrooms at her. Yeah. Do you want through? Is that okay? Take both, says Fool. All right, I'll take both. Hard to choose just one. The other would be lonely. Okay, we'll do both. You pick up a bit of both mushrooms and then put them in your satchel. I hope I don't get, if I'm, mistakenly eat the wrong one. It makes clicker noises. Be careful with mushrooms. Keep going. At least now they're together forever, says Fool. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. Your attention is drawn to a tree with a strange symbol drawn on its bark. It's a clumsily painted 7-pointed star. Dig! We're going to dig! Hopefully the fairy was telling the truth. You dig at the foot of the tree and find the oil hidden by Beezy in a small clay pot. Take the oil, you pour the oil into your lantern, and walk away from the tree. Plus 10 oil, yes! We're at 35% again. Keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. The discreet splash of oil in the lantern echoes with every step you take. You walk as fast as you can, but stress and fatigue are beginning to set in, and you struggle to maintain a good pace. Oh, here she is again. It's funny how we keep bumping into each other. How's your lantern? Lighter and lighter, I bet. Do you think you'll have enough to reach the shrine? I'll have enough. It'll be close, but I'll make it in time. I don't know. Let's posture a little bit. I'll have enough. All right. Let's say you reach the shrine. You perform this cruel and inhuman ritual. And then, what do you do? I go back to the village to celebrate my accomplishment. I leave the forest, reunite with my loved ones. What do you care? She cares the most, I think. Tree says you should probably only take mushrooms from someone you know or a reputable dealer or merchant. I leave the forest and reunite with my loved ones. What do you care? I know why she cares. I'm gonna leave the forest and reunite with my loved ones. How well do you understand what you're doing? The nature of the ritual? Do you understand that? The ritual will imprison me in the woods, but not make me disappear. What are you getting at, witch? What's your point? Yeah, what are you getting at? Don't you get it yet? You need oil for the return trip, too. Tree. Practice mushroom forest safety protocols, also apples. Yes. Once you perform the ritual, you'll need enough oil to make it all the way back home. But you'll never have enough. The village sent you out to die in those woods. Claire knew you wouldn't come back from your little mission. After all these years, the oil ran out, and they chose to send you to die with an empty lantern rather than admit that it's only madness and cruelty that's keeping me prisoner here. But we can put an end to this injustice. You don't have to die tonight, and I don't have to stay captive. When you reach the shrine, please do not perform the ritual. Better yet, pour the rest of your oil on the shrine and use your last drop to set it ablaze with the spell. Destroy it in the flames so that it can never again be used to hurt people like me. Then I'll be free to leave these woods. And I'll take you with me. You'll be able to look deep into my 1,000 eyes and see the world as I see it.
a vision of a better world that we could share everywhere. Or you can perform the ritual as you've been instructed. Then wait for the flame of your lantern to go out and die tonight for a village that didn't value your life. Keep your lies to yourself, witch. I'll think about it. If I die tonight, it'll only be your fault. Which I totally agree with. She doesn't have to kill me, does she? Is it wrong for a prisoner to attack his jailer? See you soon, dear friend. Keep going. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. You hear footsteps. Hello again. Is your journey through the woods going well? For my part, it's mixed. I've found a few red buttons, but it's not the avalanche I'd hoped for. I hope to find some soon, or I'll be forced to leave the forest with a half-empty bag. I have red buttons. I can poison him? He'd probably know the difference. Why would I poison him? I could poison him and steal his lantern. Well, that'd be really mean. I'm gonna give him the red buttons. Really? All this for me? I don't know if I can accept such generosity. How about I trade you for some oil, if you feel bad about it? A fair trade. It's a deal. Give the mushrooms to Klaus. What a beauty. What an aroma. I'd really like to... Wait, no. I've eaten enough. I shouldn't overdo it. Talking to himself. Claus, put it in your bag. Don't eat it. Go ahead and eat it. Indulge yourself. It's up to you. It's your choice. You're trying to encourage people to be better people. No doctors were harmed in the discovery of apples, says Craig. He swallows the mushroom in a single bite. I couldn't resist. What a delight. Thank you so much, my friend. With this amount in stock, I'll be able to head back to the village right now. I can't wait to see my friends' faces when I bring them back this bounty. Now, to honor my part of the bargain, Klaus pours some of his oil into your lantern. Though I haven't tried it myself, should maybe ask Mok the Epicure if the soup is in fact good, says Wittershins. Back up to 35%. We can make it. We can do this. Good luck for the rest of your adventure. I hope you find what you're looking for. Keep going. You keep advancing on the sacred path, the oil in your lantern burning slowly. The path begins to climb. You're almost there. The path turns into stone steps, climbing a hill hidden by trees. And finally, you finally reach the end of the sacred path. You succeeded. Clement says shroom's been eaten as it should be. Before you, the wooden shrine, an imposing sculpture, crude but magnificent. There's no time to be in awe. You know that time is of the essence. You approach the altar, and now a final choice must be made. Perform the ritual to confine the witch, or set the altar ablaze. I mean, I don't see any reason to betray my village. She seems like she wants to try and take over the world. Wittershins wants me to set the altar ablaze. Is that what that means?
Is that what that means? Thermostat raisings, this fool? Tree wants me to set the... You guys want me to free the witch? Really? Tree says, I'm into chaos. I'm into a chaos run. Let's go. You know what? Okay, I'm going to save. You guys are crazy. Crazy. All right, I'll set the altar ablaze. Fool is... Everybody's in agreement. This doesn't seem like a good choice to me, but okay, here we go. You pour the rest of your oil at the foot of the shrine, keeping only a few drops with you. And then light the shrine on fire. The flames rise and quickly devour the wood of the altar. Why would you do that, Mr. Shins? Fool, you're... Fool! Oh my god. Thank you. Now and forever. Thank you. Wittershin says, I am Team Thousand-Eyed Witch. Tonight, the two of us are free. Our great journey can begin. Tonight, you leave your blind eyes behind for 1,000 eyes with which to discover... I can talk. Tonight, you leave your blind eyes behind for 1,000 eyes with which to discover the world. Tonight, we escape. We escape with the power of change deep within our eyes. Ending 3 of 3, 1,000 eyes. I don't know if I feel... I'm getting a Sauron vibe here. Hooray for a happy ending. I don't know, Wittershins. I don't know. Thanks for playing. All art, writing, music, and development by Delphin Casado. This is a jam game made in about 15 days. And a couple of days of polish post-jam. My second time using RenPy, so I'm still figuring things out, and hope you... Second time using RenPy, even. Still figuring things out, and hope you enjoyed playing. Some Creative Commons sound effects were used, and thanks to the kind users of Freesound and Mixkit. Special thanks to Jorge's and Clement for testing and feedback. Yes, thanks indeed, you guys. Thanks for playing. Okay, we're going to go back to the main menu. And we're going to hop into Discord here. And we're going to talk to Delphin about this incredible, incredible game. Okay, Delphin, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, hello. Let me just check levels here really quick. All right. Can you go ahead and just tell me how your day was, or is, your morning, I should say?
Yes. First of all, hello everybody. Thanks for the Let's Play. Very, very good voice acting.
I
enjoy
appreciate that.
it
Thank
a
you.
lot. And my day is just beginning. It started at 7 a.m. by watching your stream. So I'm still here, so I haven't do anything today, but it's a great start to the day.
I'm so happy that you were able to get up and join us in the morning, and thank you for sharing this game with us. This is really, really cool. What a great story. I can't believe you're the only one. I can't believe you're a single dev. It's really incredible. that you pulled this off. So I just want to clarify something. Is this your first jam or not?
No. I've been doing a game jam with friends for about 4 years now. We formed a little collective called the Guillotine. We had a member who was in the chat earlier.
Okay.
And with my friends, we've done about 10 games jam
Wonderful.
together. But this is it's my second jam that I've done entirely on my own.
Wow. Okay, so a little bit of experience. I'm sure that helps with delivering like this. So is this your first Spooktober then, or have you done Spooktober before?
No, this is my first Spooktober jam, yes.
Okay. And how did you find Spooktober? How did you get involved?
It was an accident. I really stumbled across the announcement for the Spooktober jam, and I said to myself that it would be a great opportunity to make that game.
Oh, wonderful. So, and you said this is your second jam all by yourself. Is this a way that you just refine your skills, or is it a way to test ideas? How did you get interested in doing game jams kind of generally?
Generally, I'm from an art school with a master in video games, so I wanted to work in games, and I have done it for a few years now. But indie dev is something that I really hold dear in my heart. So with friends, we wanted to have an occasion to try out things and make really fun little games. So we started making game jam. And why I did this jam solo? It's because it's really fun to do work with friends because we can do more things better than doing it solo.
Right.
Especially when everyone have very special and amazing skills. But I wanted to try things that were more personal. I wanted to make also more narrative driving game, which are not the kind of game we make with friends. And I've been wanted to make this kind of games, more narrative, more personal game for quite a long time. But for the longest time, I'm not a dev of a profession. I never studied how to code. So I'm pretty limited in dev.
I feel like what you pulled off here, it was very, I mean, for somebody who doesn't know how to code, I feel like what you accomplished here was very impressive. In order to code this, then, did you, I mean, are you pulling, how did you manage that?
The big thing was that I discovered RenPy, which is a really easy to use software. For other game with my friends, we use, for example, Unity. We use C#, and which is a kind of a big tool, which is a little bit too complicated for me. But RenPy, and I'm not throwing shade. I think it's a strength. is super easy, really beginner friendly, and it's basically just you can write your story, and every tool is already built in the software. So it was really a discovery for me, and it really allowed me to make the kind of game I wanted to make for a long time. That's
incredible. Mimosa says, guys, check out Guillotine's games, and they're great. So it sounds like you guys have a portfolio kind of on, like, if we go look you up on itch.io, we'll be able to find some of your other games. Excellent. So
yes, absolutely.
So you guys, if you follow the Spooktober link that's at the top of the chat, and you look for Witchlight Woods, and then click on the developer link, it'll take you to other games by Guillotine. So it sounds like you've worked in a range of genres then, but did you say this is your first kind of visual novel?
Yes, absolutely. This summer, I made Empathy Dungeon, which was a little kind of choose-your-own-adventure narrative game. And it was the first time I used RenPy. But of this scope, I could say Witchlight Woods is really my first visual novel, yes.
Okay, that's really impressive. So everybody probably knows this, but the jam now is over. They did the awards ceremony, and I feel like you got short shrift. I really felt like from what I saw of this, and now especially after playing it, I feel like it should have been more recognized. So I'm sorry that you weren't more recognized, because I played a fair number of these games, and I really feel like this one stands out. So do you plan on doing Spooktober again next year?
I think, yes. It was really fun, a really cool experience, and in which I learned a lot. And that's why I love Game Jam. There are short, intense experience where you always learn a lot of things. And yes, I will be doing it again if I got the time. It will be a pleasure.
Okay, well, we definitely look forward to that. So you mentioned that this is your first visual novel. You mentioned wanting to do something more narrative focused. What made you want to tackle this kind of game beyond just wanting to do a narrative? What is it? Was it this story, or just any story that you were interested in?
It started with any story. I have to say I don't play many visual novels, but I do really love narrative games in general. Game like Citizen Sleeper or Pathologic, RPG in general. And I'm also, and for a long time, a big fan of tabletop role-playing game. I've been writing and playing campaigns for years now. So I really wanted to make a narrative game. And because I stumbled across RenPy, it really helped me go toward a visual novel type of game.
Clement says, he's a DM, say it.
It's true.
Phenomenal.
I am a DM.
So you're as a hobby then, outside of video game development, you're as a hobby, you're telling stories as a DM. That really makes a lot of sense now that I think about the structure of this game and kind of the journey of it. He's the best DM, says Mimosa. I believe it. Best DM I've ever had, says Clement. We all need to get in a game with with you, I guess. Oh, that's wonderful. What a great answer. So I just want to talk about, and we've already said it, but this is a lot of work for just one person. And as somebody who's worked in teams and solo now, do you have a preference between one or the other? Do you feel more free by yourself, or is a team the way to go?
It's different. When I do it with friends, of course, I'm really proud of what we can do. We can do a really pushed concept, and also it's we started doing Game Jam because we like doing Game Jam. There is a hobby side to it, in the sense that we just like hanging out together and making game. It's a fun activity.
That's cool. I know a lot of developers that don't like doing it, so it's refreshing to hear. Actually, it is a shame. Well, I mean, it's the pressure of it, I think, is what ruins it for some people. But it's very refreshing to hear that it's just enjoyable for you guys. That's great.
Absolutely, and I really like doing it with friends. But I'm also happy to find a space to do things alone, and because it's allow me to make more personal game. More weird game too. So yes, I think both things are something I want to keep doing.
Very, very good. Very good. You're wearing so many hats in terms of, all the different stuff that you have to balance to produce something like this, especially in such a short time. What part of this process was the easiest for you? It sounds like the coding was not the easiest. So what's easiest for you? What's hardest for you?
The easiest thing to do is the art, the visuals, which is what I studied and what I do for a living. And after that, I say music and writing are things I have learned to do myself initially as a hobby. I'm doing music on my free time, and I've run a TTRPG party for my friends for a long time. So I'm less confident in it, but there are things I love to do, and I feel like I'm getting better and better. And yes, the hardest part was the code, because even with a tool like RumPy, I'm still really slow.
I think everybody starts with RemPy that, like, coming at it that way. Mimosa says Delphin is an amazing artist too, which we've seen. Check out his socials. I'll be posting. I will get that link to Delphin's socials so you can check out his art, and I will post that in the description of the YouTube video for this. So look forward to that. Wow, that's great. When I suppose doing a jam too, those things that you're not quite as good at, after it's over, you gain these new skills and you have more confidence the next time. Can you talk a little bit about what inspired and shaped this narrative? Did you approach this the way you approach DMing a tabletop RPG? Or did you approach this story differently than you normally would?
There is some similarity in the process, yes. For this jam, the main element was that I wanted to make an exploration game, something where you explore an unknown place, and that's how the idea of the forest came about. The idea of the witch also came very quickly, because I wanted, a spooky character for the Spooktober. And
she was very intimidating.
Yes, I wanted a kind of intriguing antagonist, making her kind of not seductive, but a charming figure, but also treating a more of ambiguous figure.
Yes,
and,
I think you definitely succeeded with the witch.
Thank you.
It was ambiguous enough that when people in chat were telling me to light the altar on fire, I was like, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's fine. I don't know.
It's one of the endings.
I'm looking forward to discovering what else happens.
Something now, and just to finish about how the narrative was shaped up. A big inspiration was to take traditional figure of the tale. That's why I use the figure of the wolf, the fairies, the spirit of the wood, the witch, and it was taking this well-known figure and trying to make a little twist on them. And for the global mood of the game, I had to take inspiration in love of movie, for instance, like the old Wicker Man or Midsommar or The Witch.
Oh, the old Wicker Man film is a
yes, it's like 70s, I think. Really kind of it really reminded me of Midsommar. I think took a lot of inspiration in the old Wicker Man for the côté the really flowers, colors, kind of menacing, but also a party. I'm not really clear on that, but it's shaped a lot of the visual inspiration.
So if people don't know what the Wicker Man is, it's I believe it takes place on a Scottish island, and there's this policeman kind of slowly gets embroiled in the mystery of that island. I won't spoil it for you, but it's definitely, if you like a kind of a spooky movie, an unsettling movie, it's a classic and you should check it out. Great, the Wicker Man. I love that. I love that for this. Your art is really arresting and impressive. I think it's one of the things that really sells the game. Just the art on the surface. Can you talk a little bit about what influences your style, your character designs? What are your artistic influences?
For this particular project, there will be Mary Blair's work on the Sleeping Beauty for the shape of the forest, kind of geometrical shapes of the nature. A lot, it's maybe a little more subtle, but there is this old Soviet animated movie of The Little Mermaid, and it's also really strong shapes, sharp shapes for the characters, and it's something I try to have in my art. And for more modern reference, I will say there are the backgrounds of the TV show Steven Universe, that I think are really beautiful, especially the colors. And the illustration of Nadia Kim, which are
Oh, very
really
nice.
beautiful, spooky illustration that I like a lot.
Wonderful. I've seen that's it's like a late '60s Little Mermaid that was animated based on the Hans Christian Andersen
Yes.
Little Mermaid. Oh, that makes so much sense to me. That's really great. I love talking to people who have studied art and film in school because you get references to these amazing little works of art. I think that generally are not very well known, but yeah, what an interesting reference. Thank you for that. What would you say were some of your biggest challenges working on this project?
Learning Rampire. Because
Yes.
it's not only my second time, so every time I wanted to do anything, I had to pause and go online to look up for tutorial. So it was a lot of time spent searching help online. And even with everything, all the great resource there is still a lot of things I still do not understand about Rampire. I learned them in other jam.
That is a huge challenge. You definitely knocked it out of the park, though. It looks great.
Thank you a lot.
You wouldn't think that you had just picked it like this was your first time at all. Is there a favorite element of the game's design or something that you're most proud of with this game?
I think it will be the lantern mechanic. I could have gone further, but I think it's worked pretty well as a resource to manage through the trip.
Yes.
I will say that.
Yeah, it added a layer of tension for me playing that wouldn't have been there without that mechanic, and I think it definitely was successful. So very well done.
Great.
And I definitely felt that like Oregon Trail thing where you're trying to get to your destination and your supplies are running out. So yeah,
and you managed it really well.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I got really lucky.
I think you have done also great choices. I think for most of the encounter, you pick the best choice.
Oh, that's amazing.
And I'm really happy to see that when all the choice I have written in advance when I was doing the game, I know what the best choice is, and I'm trying to make it transparent. For example, the wild berry bush to escape the wolf. To me, it's clear. Oh yes, it will cover your scent, but will it be clear when player play?
Yeah,
so I'm super happy to see that you think about it and you kind of went to the same conclusion as me and pick the choice.
I think you did a really great job then, because it wasn't. I mean, from player perspective, it wasn't clear to me that I was making the best choice, but I really felt like you rewarded me for making the choices that I made. Like the one that I was the least sure about was the 50% chance of falling off the log going across the chasm or the ditch, but I made it. So it seemed like you rewarded logical thinking there, and I really appreciate that. Speaking of choices, you have 3 endings in this game, right?
Yes.
How do you ensure that, I mean, we just talked about it a little bit, but meaningful impact on the story? Were there choices that are just sort of flavor versus choices that have a bigger impact on the outcome?
Yes, there is both. For the choice that have impacts, I try to have 2 kind of things: choice that have consequence right away, and choice that will influence the later part of the game. That's why you encounter a lot of characters in like the first half, and based on what you do with them, near the end you will find the pot buried, or Mok will come back, and so you make a choice, you feel like there is immediately a payoff, and then it come back later to kind of nail down the choice you made. But there is also more like a way, yes, like you'd say, a flavor choice, which are here more to make you role play your characters, make you in the mind of the character you play, and it's kind of set you up for the end to make you think, will you follow through what the village asks you, or will you be more receptive to what the witch may offer as an alternative?
It's obvious that you put a lot of care into those choices and how they impact the outcome, and that's really satisfying. Even though I betrayed my village at the end, but
It was a pro witch chat you have.
I had my arm twisted. What do you hope that players take away from this game when they finish playing?
First, I hope they have felt something. I feel like art in general make you feel things, and I hope when they have done, they have laughed a little, or maybe they were scared, or maybe they were a little sad. The best kind of comments I've got on this jam were people who explained to me what they were feeling. I think one of my favorite comments was a person telling me that she plays the intro and she felt it was so intense she had to pause the game for a day before picking it up again. To me, it's the best feedback I can have, that people felt something playing it.
I want to tell you, I wasn't gonna tell you this, but since you've said that, so I used to live in the forest, in the woods in Oregon, North America, and the feeling of walking into the woods is like, this game reflects that. But the thing that always happens to me is when you're in the woods and it gets dark and you start to look at all the shadows and wonder what's behind every tree. Like, I really felt that when it got dark in the game. And so I was having that kind of visceral response because the game I connected to experiences that I had in real life. So yeah, that feeling of walking in the forest, even though it's a beautiful, beautiful forest, it still made me remember that. So well done there.
Yeah, I'm super happy to hear it.
If you could go back and give your past self a piece of advice for when you started this project, what would that advice be?
It's hard.
I bet it is. Yeah.
I think I've done the best I could do. I don't think I could have done things differently. Because it's not my first rodeo. I do a lot of game jam.
Indeed.
I know the things I'm able to do, and what I done was I was always day after day, because it was really a short and intense dev session. It was only 2 weeks.
Yeah. So you had a month. So most people go in and take the full month, but you only had 2 weeks on this.
I was on holidays, vacation. I was on a trip for the first half, so
that's amazing.
It was the occasion to start to think about the game, like having idea in my head, but I could only start really doing anything near the 15th of the month. So yes, it was half a month, really intense. But I knew that. I know it was short. I know time flees. So while I was working on the game, I'm always cutting down things and rewriting things to make sure that at the end of the month, I have a game that is finished, no matter how long it is. I was making it shorter day after day, just to be sure that what I would have done will be finished at the end. So there is a lot of content that was cut, but it was cut so early in development that I never wasted the time, like making an asset that wouldn't be used or writing too much dialogue for a character that will be cut. So I think I was pretty smart about doing it.
It's really very. It feels like a very tight package. It doesn't feel like anything is, extra. Extemporaneous. So you obviously made wise cuts. So that's very.
And
well
I'm
done.
sorry I didn't really answer the question. I'm not sure what advice.
No, it's okay. It's no.
Will tell me.
It's okay to not know. It sounds like you had a really good handle on things. It's very impressive. Craig Meister says, we love the game, Delphin. We love it.
Thank you so much to everyone who is here, who watches the live and who stay for listening to me. Thank you all.
Thank you for taking the time. I've got one more question for you. We have a little less than 2 minutes before we have an unavoidable ad break. So if anybody has any questions for Delphin, now is the time to fire them off. And my last question is, what's next? What are you working on next?
Well, I want to push Witchlight Woods further. Like I say, I cut a lot of things during the jam, and I want to put them back in the game. And I want to continue polish it and extend it a little. So for the times to come, I will continue pushing the game, and of course I will continue to make game jam because I'm addicted. I can't help me.
Wonderful. All right. Great work, Delphin, says Jeff Yard. It looks like we don't have any additional questions here. So everybody, Delphin, developer of Witchlight Woods from the Spooktober 2024 visual novel Jam, thank you again so much for joining us. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to do 9 to 5 a.m. So I will see everybody then. Delphin, thank you so much. I'm going to hop out, and hopefully we get to do this again sometime. Thank you.
Yes. Good continuation with the live. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye. Take it easy.